I really messed up big time. That definitely has been a quite stressful situation. Come on, that is so greedy.
I had a feeling you'd come back and save me.
Hi guys, today we are going to do things a little bit differently because I don't have a vlog for you, but I decided we just need to sit down and talk about this wedding that, by the way, is coming up in less than 5 months. How did that happen? For those of you who don't know, I've had a kind of long engagement just because Zach proposed on Christmas Eve of, not last year, like 2 years ago technically, Christmas Eve 2021. So either I was going to do like a really short engagement and like plan it for a few months from then because I knew I wanted a summer wedding, or I was gonna do like a 1.5 year engagement. I didn't want to rush. I couldn't be bothered. You guys know I was reporting full-time then, and like just my brain was gonna explode. So I was like, let's just do a long engagement, and somehow, some way, our wedding is just around the corner and I already have regrets. So that's what this video is going to be. Not just regrets. I have like a whole bunch of thoughts that I jotted down last night, but yeah, I mean, I already do have like mistakes I've made and different things like that. For those of you who don't know, first of all, I'm Clancy. Hello, welcome. But I'm planning my own wedding. I decided not to hire a wedding planner, which wedding planners are amazing, but they're so expensive. Like, to me, it just was such an unnecessary expense because, listen, I'm capable of making a phone call. I'm capable of like organizing things. I'm a former reporter. I'm used to making phone calls. If anything, my biggest struggle is making decisions, which you will see. I feel like, I don't know, we'll see. I regret, like, that's a weird word. Like, it's going to be great no matter what, but there are some decisions I'm like, should I have made that one? But anyway, a lot of people always ask me, do you regret not getting a wedding planner? Do you think I need one? I tell everyone, you do not need one. No, they were coming up as thousands of dollars when I was searching. I was like, what? And back in the day, I think they were more useful just because you didn't have Google. Like, they had like their specific vendors, but now you can get all of that information for free. So I don't know. I don't regret not getting a wedding planner, and it has saved me quite a bit of money as well. I will say the location I chose has like a coordinator day of, so like at least I have that. But no, I don't regret not getting a wedding planner. One thing though that, I don't know, I feel like we should have done destination wedding or an elopement. Like, I have realized through this process, both Zach and I are just not like big wedding kind of people. Like, we just don't care. And I feel so bad for saying that, but we really just don't. I don't know. I've kind of wondered, like, why does it feel like everyone cares so much about their wedding and I don't? And I've wondered if it's maybe because I am used to, like, what's the word? Like, not being in the spotlight, but like as a reporter, like I'm always on camera, you know, I got ready every day to be on camera. Like, so maybe like, I literally don't know. I've tried to wonder, like, why do I feel this way? But for example, even, I don't know if this is all over the country, but in Long Island, a lot of people have Sweet 16s. I took 4 of my friends to Dave & Buster's for my Sweet 16. Like, people have these huge parties. They wear these ball gowns. Like, I just was never that type of person. And I just want to normalize that. Like, if you are not feeling like, oh my God, like, this is the biggest day of my life, like, welcome to the club. And please let me know if that's you, because I have felt like there's something wrong with me. But I'm plus, like, being the center of attention, I have never been that type at all. I always say I am an extroverted introvert. So if you meet me, yeah, I'm probably going to be pretty like outgoing and bubbly, but at the end of the day, in my core, in my heart of hearts, I just like to keep to myself, and I don't like having like too much. I don't know. I just don't like that. I like being a wedding guest, and I know for a fact, I really do think I'm always going to prefer being a wedding guest over my actual wedding. I know that's kind of sad to say, and the one thing that I am really excited about, and this is the whole reason we decided to have a wedding in Cincinnati, which, by the way, if you're new here, that is where Zach and I have been living for a few years. Now we're long distance. He's living back home with his parents in Dayton, Ohio. I'm with my parents on Long Island, New York. We're trying to figure out like where to live permanently. It's kind of a mess. So we decided to get married in Cincinnati, and I'm so happy that we're going to have our family and friends there. Like, that is truly what matters most to me. But it is weird that I'm essentially now planning a destination wedding in a destination that's not even like, it's Cincinnati. It's not like Jamaica or the Caribbean, because we had been playing around with that idea. But the one thing that was making me like, oh, I don't even want to do this was, you think of a small elopement, right? Well, the list of who would be there kept growing. Like, at first I was thinking, okay, like just my parents, your parents, and then his sister, my brother, like that. But then it was like, oh, but I need this friend to be here, and then this friend. If we invite this friend, we invite this. Like, the list was growing so much where I'm like, okay, like this is not a small elopement anymore. So I don't know. A part of me throughout this whole thing has been like, I just think I am the type of person who should have done a small elopement, but it is what it is. I'm just so happy I'm going to have my family and friends there, and that truly is, at the end of the day, why I chose to do a traditional wedding. Another regret, this is a big one, the weekend we picked. Because when you decide to get married, you just get a bunch of dates once you find, like, you know, your venue. And it's like, we were looking at the dates and we're just like, what date do we pick? Like, it's all, you know, it was a year and a half away. Like, how do we decide? And we decided, for reasons that, like, my brain is kind of just like, let me take my brain and chuck it across the room because this was not a smart decision. We decided to do July 4th weekend, which originally I wasn't going to even tell you guys that. If you remember, I was keeping the date top secret, but now with my knowledge of security, I feel safe. Like, I know no one's going to get in that I don't want there. So it's fine. But July 4th weekend, I was thinking, like, wow, maybe people, like, could be off from work. It just sounds nice. Like, that will always be like a fun, special anniversary time for us. But for all of my family who's coming, which my whole family lives in New York, some live in Ireland too, but New York is a majority of my family members, the flights are so expensive. Like, I had no idea. And, like, the thing is, you can't look up flights that far in advance. Like, I had no idea they would be that expensive. It makes sense. Like, in my head, what my mom and I were saying was like, oh, well, it's not like Cincinnati is like a destination place for the 4th of July, but I guess just all flights are expensive then. Like, my family, I don't know, it really makes me sad because, I don't know, I feel awful. There's nothing I can do about it. And then do you guys want to know? This one takes the cake. The cake! I decided to get married. Of course, I didn't know this at the time. The same weekend Taylor Swift is coming to Cincinnati. And you might be like, what's the significance? Oh, the hotels are booked to the nines. There's nowhere for people to stay. Luckily, I did get room blocks at the specific hotel where we are having people. So those people are good, but we only got X amount of room blocks because we didn't know how many people would come. And if you get the room block and someone cancels or doesn't show up, you pay for that. So we were like, okay, we have to be on, like, the safe side here. We tried to warn people. People really were not taking those warnings seriously, I don't think, and it just ended up being a whole mess with, if you didn't get the room block discount rate, oh, have fun paying $800 each night for a hotel, all because Taylor Swift is in town. So I do have to say I'm so grateful that our hotel did not take away our room blocks. There were news articles in which certain hotels actually took away wedding guest room blocks for cities in which Taylor Swift is performing so that they could up the rate and get more money. So suddenly their guests have nowhere to stay. Like, that, if that happened to me, you bet I would be making a YouTube video about that and, like, calling out that hotel, because that's just, I understand everyone wants to make money, but come on, that is so greedy. So greedy. Anyway, so yeah. Oh, and not only is Taylor Swift performing in Cincinnati, it's a stone's throw away. Like, it's all happening in this one, it's like all downtown Cincinnati. Where I'm getting married, it's called Covington, Kentucky, but it's literally Cincinnati. I've explained that before. It's walking distance to Cincinnati, like a nice little stroll. So yeah, that definitely has been a quite stressful situation that kind of just pops right up out of nowhere. And that leads me to another regret. And it's, I don't know, you never know what decision to make, but kind of regret the venue I chose, because I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a venue that's like right downtown Cincinnati. It'll be close to the airport for guests. Like, I truly chose this venue thinking it was like almost like the selfless venue to choose. I thought it'd be great for guests coming from the airport. You know, they wouldn't have to travel that much or spend a lot on Ubers. And also, I knew my mom was leaning toward this venue. My mom told me straight up, she's like, pick whatever venue you want. But when I know in the back of my mind someone's leaning towards something, like, I'm always going to, like, it's just who I am. It's just who I am. So I chose the venue knowing in my heart of hearts, I'll actually just pop it on the screen, the one that I wanted. It's called Cooper Creek Event Center, and it's in Blue Ash, so maybe it's about like 25 minutes from Cincinnati, but then that's about, I don't know, 40 minutes from the airport, and I was thinking it'd be too inconvenient for guests, and I don't know, but now that I know Taylor Swift is in town, like, I wish I would have chosen it so we can get as far away from downtown as possible, but how could I have possibly known? And by the way, our venue is going to be beautiful. Drew's Pavilion, it's overlooking downtown Cincinnati. I also thought that would be super cool for guests who maybe aren't familiar with Cincinnati. Like, I just think it's so fun seeing a city that you have never been to before. So don't get me wrong, I am very excited, and I know it's all gonna come together. And that's why I haven't been stressed at all for this whole wedding process, because it's just gonna work. It's just gonna come together. One thing though that I know people are gonna cringe, I know people are probably already cringing, I'm not gonna have flowers at my wedding. I'm literally just not, unless someone wants to donate me free flowers, cool, we'll have flowers. I'm not paying thousands of dollars on flowers. Like, the amount that I have heard people pay for flowers for their wedding. Guys, like, if you're not currently planning your wedding, you might be thinking like, oh, is it just like a couple $100s? I mean, maybe I'm the only ignorant one who thought that. I don't buy flowers, obviously. Like, not obviously, but I just don't buy flowers. Oh no. No. It is thousands of dollars. Like, just thousands. I mean, obviously it depends how many you have, but I've heard everything from 7,000 to 20,000. Like, it's insane. And here's the thing, at the end of the day, I don't care. Like, people get, I don't want to be mean, but like, people get so caught up with weddings, right? Who cares if when the guests arrive, they see like flowers or not? Think about it. If I were to call up my friends and be like, let's go to the bar tonight, let's meet at Connolly's, it's a bar in Melbourne. We're gonna have an amazing time, and it's really not gonna matter like the artwork at Connolly's. You know what I mean? Like, why does it matter? And I feel bad because I feel like for photographers, it's really fun for them to like photograph like the pretty flowers and all of that. But I'm sorry, like that's just not gonna be present at our wedding. Obviously, I am going to be like holding a bouquet. And then maybe, I guess, does Zac put like one, I really don't know, does Zac put like one on his suit or whatever? Or tux, I don't even know the difference between a tux and a suit, but that's all I need. I don't know. I mean, this could change, like, if I somehow, like, stumble upon a great deal, but I just, like, don't have the desire. Zac doesn't either, for the record. It's just, we don't really care what the venue looks like. Like, it's beautiful, like, overlooking Cincy. That's awesome. And it's just, it's gonna be great no matter what. Like, we don't need to spend all of this money. And here's the thing. If I'm sitting here as a millionaire and spending all this money is, like, not a big deal, then that's fine. Like, I'm not judging anyone. Like, you can do you. But when people are like, how can you not do the flowers? Because I've mentioned this in a YouTube video before. It's like, no, I'm not a millionaire. We're not wasting our money on flowers. I'd rather put that toward a house. I'd rather do just about anything with that money. Let's talk about a classic mistake I made. I need to figure this out today, maybe, possibly, or tomorrow. For some reason, I was planning everything, obviously. Like, I booked the venue, I booked the DJ, the photographer, the videographer. We're gonna have a photo booth at the wedding that my mom actually booked, which was so kind of her. So I did everything, you right? I just, for some reason, was like, oh, hair? I'll get to that when I get to it. Like, I don't need to book it now. Like, I don't even know how to decide. Because, I mean, my big thing is I still don't know how I'm doing my hair. I think I've realized I don't really want to do all the way up. I just don't think I look good like that. But I think down would be too, like, messy and annoying. So maybe, like, a half up, half down situation. I don't know. I still need to figure that out. Comment below if you have any suggestions. If you, like, know what I look like. Or I guess you could see what I look like now. I was just, like, hesitating for reasons that I don't know. I think one of the big reasons is I've been going back and forth on whether or not I want to get my makeup done. And for a lot of places, you book makeup and hair together. So you need to know if you're getting your makeup done before you book hair. So I think that's why I've been so just like, I don't know. I've decided I really think I'm gonna do my own makeup. I was getting a facial the other day, and the person who's doing my facial is also a makeup artist. So she was talking to me all about the wedding, and this woman was a talker. Like, I just don't like when people talk that much when I'm getting a facial because it's just like my time to just like zone out. But she was just talking. And then she said something about like, oh, like who's doing your makeup for the wedding? And I said, oh, I think I'm gonna do it myself. For the first time the entire facial, this woman was speechless. There was the most awkward silence in the room. My eyes are obviously closed. I'm like, did she leave? And then she's like, oh. And then she was going on and on about how she does not recommend that. I need a professional, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, listen, lady. I respect you. I really do. But like, what is a makeup artist going to do that's that different than what I can do myself? I understand. They definitely have certain techniques. They're more talented, but it's just another few $100 that I don't want to spend. It all adds up. A lot of my friends have been like, it's just one day, treat yourself, da-da-da. But I feel like that mentality is how you spend $50,000 on a wedding real fast. So I feel confident in my makeup skills, so I really think I'm gonna do it myself. But for hair, I certainly need someone to do my hair. I'm so bad at hair. And finally, last week, I decided, oh, I have a little list on my phone of a few hairstylists I found like on Instagram and just looking around who I'll reach out to. And I had this one who just in my mind, she was going to do my hair. Like I've just been following her on Instagram. She doesn't know who I am or anything. Like she doesn't follow me back, but I just follow her and it's been great. I reached out. Oh, she's booked. I went to person number 2, booked. 3 booked. 4 booked. Everyone on my list is booked. Like, what? And then I started reaching out to a few companies. They're booked. Like, I really messed up big time. I don't know if I'm going to have a hairstylist on my wedding. Today, though, I'm going to reach out to a few salons where I can even just go in maybe to their salon for like just a haircut and just do something for my hair. So I don't know. I don't know how I really screwed that one up, but if you have not booked hair and makeup for your wedding, get that done if you are getting them done. Oh, another little mix-up. I forgot to book Zac a hotel room for the night before the wedding, which, as you guys know, Taylor Swift is in town, so all of the rooms are booked up after the room block, because obviously I booked the room block before we even found out about Taylor Swift. And I just realized, oh my gosh, I forgot to book Zac, which when I told Zac this, he said, what do you mean? Like, I'm just gonna stay with you. No, I don't want to stay with Zac the night before the wedding. Like, I want it to be a fun, like, I just, that's one thing where I'm putting my foot down. Like, I don't want to see you the night before the wedding. I mean, obviously, like, the night before, but not, I don't want to go to sleep. I don't want to wake up. Like, I don't want to see your face. That sounds harsh. And we had kind of a freak out. We actually reached out to the hotel and we were like, is there anything you can do? There wasn't anything they can do. But luckily, Zac's parents saved the day because they had booked his sister a hotel room at the wedding. I mean, this is not a good thing, but now his sister is instead going to stay about like, I think it's like 20 minutes away-ish with some of their other family members. So it kind of worked out, but I kind of feel awful about it. And it's just, I don't know, I just spaced. I totally spaced on it. Ooh, another regret that I don't know, I've been kind of like going back and forth in my mind. It's actually my wedding dress. Just because, if you guys remember, during my wedding dress try-on video where I was trying on a bunch, I told you guys that I actually went with a dress that I did not plan on going with. Like, it actually has a very distinctive quality to it, like a very distinctive piece that before I started trying on dresses, I told the bridal consultant, I don't want this. Like, this is the only thing that I don't want. She pulled it. It was the first dress I tried on, and I said, okay, wait, actually, I like this. Like, I don't know how that happened, but I loved the dress. Like, I just felt so happy with it on, but I don't know. I've been going back and forth with, I mean, there's no going back and forth. Like, it's done. Like, it's bought. It's good. But I've been going back and forth with, like, did I make a mistake? But also, I have to say, like, I don't think my budget allowed for what I even wanted. I believe the budget I determined before even trying everything on was $1,800 dress and veil, or maybe even $1,600. And that might even seem ridiculous to you. It is a lot, but wedding dresses can be expensive. Like Haley Page, for example, love her designs. I mean, you're talking 3, 4, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. I mean, they're expensive. So I knew I didn't want to like blow a bunch of money on a dress I'm gonna wear once. And I'm not doing I know some people do like one dress for the reception, one dress for the ceremony. No, that is not in the budget. But also like I want to wear my dress all night. Like you only wear it once. So yeah, I definitely have gone like back and forth. I have like all the pictures on my phone of me trying on the dress. And sometimes when I'm like just sitting there and I'm like, do I even like my dress? I'll go back and be like, okay, yeah, I like it. So it's just not what I thought I would choose, but I am happy. Like I really felt good in it and I think it's gonna be good. I'm excited for you guys to see it. Like I hate how this is like pretty much just like the one surprise when it comes to this wedding that you guys don't know about. Ooh, I also am still deciding between first look and no first look. I really have been leaning toward first look, which I never said I wanted. I always said like the bride has to walk down the aisle and it's the big reveal to the groom. But here's the thing. So logistically, having a first look makes everything run so much smoother because when you do a first look, you get all of the photos out of the way. So you really can enjoy just these few hours you have with your family and friends who flew into town, who you haven't seen in years, yada, yada, yada. So I really like just want to be present during that. Like I know myself and I know after we say I do, I'm not going to want to have to like walk down into like a field and take pictures with Zac while everyone I love is just like having fun at the cocktail hour. Like I want to be at the cocktail hour. So I really do think I'm going to do first look, especially another thing. I know people want it to be like the big reaction of the groom. Like Zac has first of all seen me in several wedding dresses. When I was a reporter, I tried on quite a few in front, like he obviously has seen the footage. Second of all, I don't think I'm gonna look that different that day. I'm really not. Like, he's seen me in heavy makeup. I obviously wore heavy makeup when I was a reporter, and I just, I don't know, like, I want to be with my family and friends during the cocktail hour. That really is the main determining factor. Oh, another funny thing, when you get married, you're gonna be tempted to join those Facebook groups. I did. I joined like 4, and you will. It's helpful. But some of the Facebook groups I have joined, like it could be like Cincinnati brides, or they have Long Island brides, like just for different towns. People are insane. Like, I don't know what people, like, weddings turn people into insane humans. I don't know how it happens. I don't know what goes on, but people act like this day is going to be just, I just don't know. I don't have much more to say about it. I don't want to even get into specifics because I would never, you know, like, hate on people in public, but there have been certain things people have written in these groups where I'm just like, is this a joke? And it's really not. Getting in those groups and seeing what people were saying and how much people are freaking out, and like even like the mean things people have said about family and crazy things like that, I think that's what really turned me off to this whole wedding thing. Just seeing like how destructive it could almost be. Like, I'm just like, I want no part of this. Like, I just want to have a great party with my family and friends. Like, that's it. So I really think that's where I've maybe become a little jaded or negative and just like kind of like turned off by it all. I really think the Facebook groups did that to me, but don't let them do it to you. Use them if you need any advice on like maybe a venue or things like that, but don't become one of those people, please. Oh, also guys, the one thing Zach and I have not decided yet, what color do you think he should wear? The 3 colors in the running are black, gray, and blue. But for blue, it's a question mark. Like, how blue? Like a deep blue, a navy blue? Because I'm kind of leaning toward blue. I told Zach straight up though, whatever he feels most happy and confident in, he should wear. I think it's very weird when like brides choose their groom's outfit. I don't know. It's just like, let the man decide. So I told him like whatever he wants, but I told him that a year ago and he hasn't made up his mind. So I'm like, maybe he wants me to tell him. So the other night I just texted him and I was like, hey, I think you should wear blue, but I don't know, like, I think I want it to be a little lighter than navy, but not like bright blue or anything. But like, I want it to be blue. You know, when navy's so dark, it's like black. I think a dark blue would look really good on him. But at the end of the day, if he tries that on and he doesn't like it, like, cool, we're fine. And then overall with the wedding planning process, I would say stress levels have been low. I will say there was one time I was mad at Zach because I initially was like, okay, like we're gonna plan this wedding together. He really showed no interest. I mean, come on, what guys do? So I'm like, okay, like I guess I have to plan everything. But then I was talking to some of our friends who now they're married, but at the time they were planning their weddings, and they were talking about all of the planning that their fiancés at the time did. And really they were saying like they gave them like a list, like, okay, you tackle the DJ, I tackle the venue, you tackle this. So I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a great idea. So on Monday I gave Zach like okay, you do DJ. Weeks went by and this man just refused to reach out to any DJs except, oh my God, I forgot about this. This idea of reaching out to a DJ was reaching out to a friend of his who he hasn't seen in like, I don't know, 7 years, asking him like, hey, like, man, do you still DJ? Like, I guess he DJ'd in college like twice, like he's not a DJ. And the guy was like, no, I don't. Like that was as far as it got. I totally forgot about that. So I was like, all right, Zach's clearly not gonna find us a DJ, so I did. But no, I mean, stress levels are low. We really both don't care. We both are really excited to see our family and friends. That is the sole reason we decided to have this wedding, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great, but it's just one night, and there's no point in stressing or anything like that over one night. There's no point. And I think that's all the updates I have. Let me know below if you guys have any wedding tips, if you either are currently planning a wedding or you've already had your wedding. I think it's really helpful when you hear from other people who have been there, done that, and got through it, because I feel like we're not going to get through it. No, we will. Another big thing, actually, oh my gosh, I'm confused about the tan. I mean, our wedding is at the beginning of July, but I do get kind of tan in the summer. I really try like not to like, you know, bake in the summer just because obviously protection. So I definitely do want a spray tan, but I just gotta make sure it's not orange. So maybe I'll try to do like, I normally just go to the booth, but maybe I'll try like where the person actually does it for you. We'll see. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I've been rambling about our wedding far too long, but I will see you next time back here with a vlog. Bye.